What's good, guys? So this is a video on a feature in Diablo 4 that's been confirmed to exist, yet still seems to have some confusion surrounding it as it's never been fully detailed by the developers. Target farming, or rather increasing the type of items dropped by hunting a specific monster family. Most guides will detail this feature as a way to target a specific unique item, and that is technically true that utilizing this will increase the chances of getting a specific unique, but in practice, I find it's more practical to use target farming when going up world tiers to help replace certain pieces of gear quicker. For instance, when I went from World Tier 3 to World Tier 4, one of the first things I wanted to do was to find weapons whose item level was closer to 800 than 700. Now, the increase I've seen looking into this is 5 times more for specific item types, and while I cannot say exactly the rate increase, I can say in my testing you do see specific items dropping noticeably more. The guides that I found either had certain enemy types omitted or it essentially listed the same monster family twice under different names, so I wanted to make this guide to help reduce confusion. I will be putting timestamps on all the monster families here and where you can find them for quick reference, with the exception of demons because demons don't appear to have any increased drop chances. Also, these locations are all dungeons so that anyone can use the guide. A lot of the guides I saw would suggest using something like strongholds, which aren't available to all players. This video is just to provide locations, but if you feel there is a better location or just one you prefer, please put it down in the comments so that other players can try it out. Also, one final note, dungeons aren't exclusively one enemy type, so these are just dungeons where you can find the enemy type that's listed in the video. That isn't the only enemy type you will find. Lastly, if you found this useful, a like would be super appreciated. The first family are Bandits. Now, Bandits have an increased drop chance for daggers and maces. A location where you can find them at is Mallwood. To find Mallwood, start off at Kiovashad and just travel south until you find the Margrave waypoint, and from there Mallwood will be just slightly to the east. The next monster family is Beasts. Beasts have an increased drop chance for chests, crossbows, and swords. To find beasts, we're going to go to the Wraithwind Wilds. So from Saragar, you're going to travel north to the Braystag waypoint, and the dungeon will be southeast of there. The next monster family is going to be Cannibals. Cannibals have a higher drop chance for two-handed axes, one-handed axes, and helmets. A good cannibal dungeon is Earth and Wound. You can find Earth and Wound just southwest of Zarbinzet. The next monster family is Cultists. Cultists have an increased drop chance for both staff and helmet. A good location to find Cultists is at the Cultist Refuge. You can find this just southwest of Kiovashad. It will be right next to the Nostrava waypoint. If you do not see the dungeon here, that's because there is a stronghold that must be completed to unlock both the waypoint and the dungeon. Our next enemy type are the Drowned. Drowned have an increased drop chance for scythe, pants, two-handed maces, and boots. A good location for Drowned can be Belfry Zakara. You can find Belfry Zakara here in Hawazar along the east coast. Start from the backwater waypoint and travel north along the coastline. Now we have Fallen. Fallen have an increased drop chance for axe, staff, and gloves. A good location for Fallen are at the dungeon Demon's Wake. To get to Demon's Wake, start off in Saragar, travel southwest to the Firebreak Manor waypoint, and from there the dungeon Demon's Wake will be directly south. The monster family of Ghosts has increased drop rate for both bow and wand. A good location for Ghosts is the dungeon Ironhold. You can find this northeast of Zarbinzet at the ruins of Rockhot Keep, and just a little northeast of the waypoint you will find the dungeon Ironhold. The monster family of Goatmen have increased drop chance for two-handed axe, staff, and totem. You can find Goatmen at Champion's Demise. The closest waypoint will be Durandai, which is just directly south of Kedbardu and southeast of the northernmost Fields of Hatred. From the waypoint, you can travel northeast to Champion's Demise. The enemy family of Knights have increased drop chance for chest pieces, shields, and one-handed swords. Good dungeon to find Knights at is Heathen's Keep. Heathen's Keep is just northeast of Wedgenhani, which is also northeast of Zarbinzet. For the monster family of Skeletons, we have increased drop rates for crossbows, shields, and one-handed swords. A good dungeon for Skeletons is Black Asylum. This is fairly easy, it's just northeast of Kiovashad. The monster family of Snakes has increased drop chance for polearms and for daggers. A good dungeon for Snakes is Serpent's Lair. You can find that just east of Zarbinzet and southeast of ruins of Rockhot Keep Inner Court. The monster family of Spiders has increased drop chance for gloves, chest piece, focus, and two-handed swords. You can find plenty of spiders at Blind Burrows, which is just east of Zarbinzet. The monster family of Vampires has increased drop chance on chest pieces, wands, and two-handed swords. A good dungeon for vampires is Dead Man's Dredge. You can find this dungeon just southeast of Kiovashed. The closest waypoint is Yelesna, and the dungeon is due east from there. Up next is the monster family of werewolves. Werewolves have increased drop chance on both chest armor pieces and crossbows. A good dungeon for werewolves is the dungeon Alderwood. You can find this in Skazglen. If you start from Saragar, you're just going to travel east to the waypoint of Tirmer, and from there the dungeon is just going to be directly north of the waypoint. Our last monster family is going to be zombies. Zombies have an increased drop chance on both pants and one-handed swords. You can find zombies at the dungeon Gulron Canals. To find this, you just start from Kedbardu, you travel southeast to the Hidden Overlook, and the dungeon will just be southwest from the waypoint. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this guide. I hope you found this helpful. This is just a quick guide to help you find a monster family if you're trying to farm up a specific slot. If you found this useful, a like would be super appreciated, and until the next time guys, get awesome!